and welcome to episode 1 of KSP Career Mode. See down here in the corner we have version 0.22. It has just been released about an hour ago. This is literally my first time actually playing the game in this version. So let's start the thing up. Start a new save. We're going to start in career mode. I'm not going to call it default though. Let's see. How about something really creative? TFC career. How about a flag? How about a flag? You know, I need to come up with a custom flag at some point. And in the meantime, I'm just going to go with this one right here. And let's get started. Okay. Seems like it didn't take quite as long to load up. Of course, we have a newly expanded space center. We have the research and development center, the astronaut complex, space center, the spaceplane hangar. I think that's like mission control or flight control or something like that. And of course the VAB and the tracking center. All right, let's have a look at the research and development section. Okay. And this is start, and this shows us the parts we've got, the command pod, the LVT-30 engine, the good old RT-10 solid booster. I remember back in 0.13 that was the only booster, the only solid. We have an FLT-200 fuel tank, a girder segment, a Communitron antenna, and a Mark 16 parachute, which doesn't seem to have a graphic there. What do we got here? Okay, on this first level, we have to have 5 science to get this, apparently. And FLT 400, FLT 100, the mystery goo unit, and a stack decoupler. And that's kind of, you know, I can't help but to think that the stack decoupler really should be in start, but we'll find a way to make it work. Alright, let's exit out of here and figure out a first mission. And I note with pleasure that the system does not seem to be crashing on scene changes anymore. Let's hope that is a thing. All right. Start our capsule. And let's see. Parachute. And there's not a whole lot of parts. I like this idea here with the sub-assemblies though. I like the fact that sub-assemblies are not part of the default game. Nothing in aerodynamic. The girder is the only thing in structural. Control has nothing. Alright, well. Let's see if we can go for a good suborbital hop. Alright. Alt-click, copy those. I think a first flight, a suborbital hop for the first flight is reasonable. LTV-30. And the only downside here is that we don't have even radial decouplers, so these things are not going to detach unless they overheat and explode, in which case who knows what might happen. Alright. Okay. Suborbiter 1. Alright, and of course there are no default ships in career mode. Of course not. Alright. And I'll bet you Jeb gets picked for pilot. Let's find out. Alright. Here we are on the launch pad, and KSP did in fact crash when switching from the vehicle assembly building out to the launch pad. So much for that hope. Alright, we do have the SAS function, so there is something here with the capsule. It does have reaction wheels. Alright, so let's get this thing going and see if we can manage at least a reasonable suborbital hop and get a little bit of science. As a matter of fact, alright, let's take a crew report right there. Alright, there's 1.5 science. Okay, let's throttle it up. And about 3/4, I think. Let the boosters do most of the work to start with. Oh, no, 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 no. The parachute was in the same stage as the engines, and so now we have a crazy flight. The main thing is here, can we get this down without destroying the pilot? Okay. Alright, Jeb, EVA. Alright. Take surface sample. 9 science. Okay, we'll take that. And we'll put him back on the ship. Alright, and now, let's see, throttle off. And Space Center. Now we'll head over to the tracking station here. And I'm going to resume my practice of stopping recording when changing scenes until KSP manages to fix that problem. Okay, we've got suborbiter 1. Recover it. Recover the vessel. We got 1.5 science, 9 science for the sample from KSC, and recovery of a vessel that survived the flight, 5 science. Well, the capsule survived the flight. But we got 15.5 science. I'll take that. And now to the research center. Alright. Our research center, we got this item here. Apparently that needs 4 science to get it. Is that right? We've got 15. This here says 5 science. That has a 4 on it. No telling what the heck that means. Alright. I guess we click here. Alright. Now we've got stack decouplers. So good. Alright, what's up here? Up here we get an engine that's too big for the description is too tall to fit on screen. LVT 45. I don't know why I keep saying LVT or LTV. It's LVT. Separatrons. The large solid booster is in that one. Apparently that costs 20 science. 18 science will get nose cone, a winglet, and a radial decoupler. And 15 science will get an LV909, landing struts, and a radial parachute. Oh, right. We've got 10 science. So, let's see what we can do. Alright, we're back here. And let's go for a new ship. Our capsule out here. Throw our parachute on it. And now let's use this new decoupler technology and do things a little bit safer. Let's go ahead and throw an antenna on here. Alright, mystery goo containment unit. Alright, that sounds like we can do something with that. Anything in control yet? No. Alright. That's okay. FLT 400 fuel tank. Got more juice now. Let's put a couple of those on there. We're still going with the LVT 30s. Grab another decoupler. And let's see. Let's move this up. And no radial decouplers yet. That's all right. Alt click. Now there's an idea. Four engine cluster, 3 around 1 for the first stage. That might get us some decent altitude and have the advantage of being controllable, unlike the solid booster. Okay, we might be able to make an orbit with this one. Let's double check our staging this time. Make sure the parachute won't activate when engines do. That was really unfortunate. Alright. Orbiter 1. Really creative name, I know. Alright. Let's get this thing out on the launch pad and see if it will orbit. You know, I forgot about something. The mystery goo. Let's put some mystery goo on this thing. Let's put 4 of them on here. And see if that will help us any. Get some science out of this flight. Alright, now to the launch pad. Okay, here we are. Jebediah is once again in the pilot seat. We have our mystery goo this time. Alright, we've got 4 of them, so let's use one right here on the launch pad. Doesn't seem to be doing much. Okay, but we got 3 science from it. Just keep the data. And we've got 3 more of them. Alright. Let's go. Not bad, not bad. This first stage will get us a decent amount of altitude at least. And I understand that the SAS now has better responsiveness, better control. We'll see. We will definitely see. Getting some altitude here. I know it's early, but let's try a little bit of gravity turn. We're turning. We're rotating. I hate that. I'll be glad when we have enough science for the winglets or fins or whatever. Alright, let's take another goo observation on the way up. 7 science. Getting ready to stage away. All right. Proceeding onwards. Let's have a look out here. cut the engines. We have a 190 kilometer apoapsis. It looks to me like Orbiter 1 may in fact actually orbit. Alright, we'll get up above 70 kilometers. And I can just hear the space music in the background. We have 2 goo containers remaining. Let's observe that one. Seems to have clumped into a sphere. It's also brittle. 10 science. Alright. Okay. Let's go over here and drop a maneuver node and see if we can get this thing to an orbit and still have enough juice for a deorbit burn. $39 kilometers. $70. Okay, how much is that going to cost us? 1,139 meters per second. I'm not sure we actually have that much fuel, but let's give it a try. Okay, and the SAS now changes color when your inputs are overriding it. Okay. 35 second burn, 2 minutes and 7 seconds out, so we'll burn at T-minus 17. Time warping ahead. Once we can get something resembling an orbit, Jet can do an EVA and we'll get some science there. Oops, burning a little late. Burning a lot late because I hit the wrong key to kill my time warp. Keeping an eye on fuel. It looks like we're good for orbit. Even if it is going to end up being kind of lopsided. But hey, what the heck? It's an orbit. Oh yeah, we're golden on fuel. Delete maneuver node. Periapsis 46, apoapsis 240. Okay, that's not a problem. As a matter of fact, that's not a problem at all. We're 9 minutes out from periapsis. Okay, Jeb. Time to go EVA. Okay, let go. Turn your jetpack on. Turn your lights on. Back away. Let's do a EVA report. 8 science. All right. Getting back on the ship. Grab, board. Okay. Now let's use this antenna. Extend antenna. I've seen mention that the transmitting uses a really lot of power, so we'll see how that goes. Transmit data. And stopping the transmit, there isn't enough electric charge to do it. So we'll stop before we run out of power. SAS off for the same reason. Since we don't have solar panel technology yet. Alright. Let's go ahead and orbit around. As we reach periapsis, the apoapsis will drop, but it should still stay high enough that we can bring periapsis up and actually make this a real orbit. All right. I'll be glad when they invent lights. Yes, don't show me again, ever. Alright, apoapsis is shrinking as predicted, but not excessively so. Okay, I think we're good to go. I'm going to start climbing here soon. Apoapsis 192 and dropping, and we're just about at periapsis, which means we're going to start climbing. Get up to apoapsis. We'll make this into something resembling an almost circular orbit, and Jeb will achieve something no Kerbal in this universe or in this sort of save has done before. There you go. Apoapsis shrinking still. It's actually getting down to about where I want it. All right. Very, very good. Not bad, not bad at all. And the higher the ship gets, the less drag effect there is. And so the less effect on the apoapsis. Alright. Okay, that first mission wasn't so hot, but this one is turning out to be quite a success. 58, almost 59,000. That's down to 90,000. Not bad, not bad. 62,000 by 89. Alright, let's swing this thing around. Whoa. Alright, find control. Get this thing around to something resembling prograde. Oh, get rid of that time compression and it might actually be reasonably controllable. Imagine that. Alright. Let's do a little burn right here to push the apoapsis back up. There, that's enough. Now we'll get an apoapsis. See, what's our altitude? 72, okay. Add maneuver. Alright, 102 by 102. Hey, I'll take that. That looks good to me. Get lined up on our node. And yeah, this thing seems to be responding a little better now. Okay, our burn in 7 minutes and 57 seconds. It's going to be a fairly short burn. Let's time warp ahead and do it. Okay. 2 minutes 45 seconds. I think we can do this burn about 10 seconds before the node. All right. Okay. I could have burned that a whole lot closer, but not a problem. We have orbit 102 by 111. Not bad. All right. Let's see. I believe we still have some mystery goo that hasn't been opened up. Okay, 10 science. Cool. All right, Jeb, let's do another EVA. Let go. EVA report. 8 science from above Kerbal shores. Grab and go back aboard. All right. We can't transmit this data because we don't have enough power. They haven't invented batteries yet. But that's all right. Okay, there's 10 more science. And there's 10 more science. And let's just do this one too. Since apparently they seem to have reset, apparently when I transmitted what data I could earlier. And 10 science. We'll see how that actually turns out when we get back down to the ground, which we probably should arrange sometime soon. But first, I think Jeb has earned a few orbits. But he'll do it at 50x. Here we are, 4 hours and 40 minutes into the flight. Jeb's had about 4.5 hours to orbit Kerbal and look around and make observations and imagine dropping things on people down on the ground and so on and so forth. But now it's time to return, and part of the reason for waiting was to have this area right here, Kerbal Space Center, in daylight at the time. So let's just pop a maneuver node about there and see if we can come down somewhere near the Space Center. Alright, looking okay so far. Whoops. A little too ambitious there. About like so. Yeah, that looks good. Alright. Let's go ahead and get into position for this. Okay, a little touchy finding the exact spot here. Okay, we're in position. 3.5 minutes out from our burn, which should be 8 seconds. So we'll time warp down to 4 seconds and burn it. Getting close. Back to normal time. Burn. Cut. Finish that off. Alright, that's done. Delete our maneuver node. And it looks like Jeb's going to come down somewhere close to Kerbal Space Center, because this orbit line, as we go through the atmosphere, it's going to move to the west, which is why I set it down here, hoping to have it somewhere close to Kerbal Space Center by the time Jeb gets there. All right. Let's go ahead and assume the traditional retrograde deorbiting position. Just simply because it's a good habit. And now let's warp around to where we're at least in daylight. More likely, we'll warp down to where time warp cuts out at 70 kilometers. There we go. Let's correct our attitude. All right. Burning the engines recharged the electric charge a little bit. I wonder if we can manage to transmit some more of this science stuff. Sending transmissions. Not enough electric charge. Okay. Some of it got sent. Not bad. Not bad at all. Looks like we're coming down right about where I think we're going to. Actually, we may need to fire the engines again, because we don't seem to be, this line doesn't seem to be coming west fast enough. Then again, as soon as I say that, it does. Of course, we're going to be getting some re-entry effects here soon. Whoa! Okay, stage. Kill the time warp. Oh man, that was almost totally disastrous. Well, we came right over the Space Center. We're coming down in the ocean off the edge, off the coast, so not bad. We're going slow enough. Let's hit the parachute. And Jeb's just loving this. He had a blast. We'll get this thing down, and then we'll stop over at the tracking station and recover this baby and see how much science we got out of it total. I'm betting we got enough to unlock at least one, well, I know at least one, possibly two of the next tier items. So we'll find out real soon. And by the way, I'm going to be continuing the Sandbox mode series that was started in 0.21.1 just as soon as all of the mods in use are updated and can be put into a separate installation of KSP, and I get the save file transferred over. And that series will become known as KSP Sandbox, and this one will be KSP Career Mode. Okay, let's speed this up a little bit. Yep, Jeb down on the ground, or in the water, whatever. normal time for the last little bit. Safe landing. Alright, throttle off. And let us go to the Space Center. Okay, let's go ahead and recover this flight. Okay, we got recovery of vessel, returned from Kerbal orbit. 10 science earned on this mission. Science 26. Seems to me that, well, we transmitted some science too, so let's head over to the research facility. Okay, here we are with 26 science. Okay, that's going to cost 20. This will cost 18. And this here will cost 15. Okay, winglets. Well, let's see. I'm going to go for this one right here to get the new engine, the separatrons, and the larger booster. Let's see, wait a minute. Do we get a radial decoupler? Oh, yeah. Okay, we'll go with this one for the radial decouplers and fins. And 16 science on that. We have 8 science remaining. So the next mission, we can unlock these two, possibly more. And let's see, what do we get here? This is a reaction wheel, a probe core, looks like a space capsule, yeah, and the AVR-8 winglet, which I kind of prefer. The launch clamps, another radial decoupler, a tricoupler, and struts. Okay, very good. So we'll get working on more of this next time. See just how far we can get through this science research tree. Thanks for watching. Take it easy. I'm out of here.